Lady Джахейра, it seems quite strange to me that a woman of clearly noble past would choose the life of an adventurer. What has brought you to this dangerous path?
It is a path of conscience. Some druids choose a contemplative lifestyle, but I sought a more active role in the furthering of nature's cause. And you? Did you become a priest of Helm only for honor and glory? You wear the scars of battle with pride, Anomen, like one who truly believes his cause.
I must. It is what pushes me forward. Doubt is the enemy. I have been watching you in combat, Korgan. You fight well, for the unblessed. Perhaps the blood sacrifices that you make to your primitive gods work after all.
Your idiocy is surpassed only by your unskilled floundering on the field of battle, stupid boy! At least I'm no hypocrite, Anomen. There may be a heart so holy that evil may make a nest of black twigs in it.
Heresy is a devil's bellow, dwarf. My service is to my lord. In truth, when the Order sees my worth, I'll no longer need to travel with lowly folk such as you there, halfling.
It does not befit an aspiring knight to speak in such a manner.
Young Anomen, a samurai of the West, roaming in service of God and Lord. Tell me something of your adventures.
And what shall I tell you of?
Anomen, I've been intending to ask, this most noble order of the Radiant Heart of which you belong, why is it that you lead the converted like lambs to the slaughter? On ramparts across the Faerun are heads on pikes of the Radiant who've been eulogized to the myth and allure of your vaunted brotherhood.
'Tis very unwise to meddle with the cornerstone of civilized life in the Faerun. The Brotherhood has brought peace to tumult, so that good might prevail over darkness.
A word, good night, Anomen. In the last battle, I noticed you pulling back and parrying. Next time you see an opening like that, my advice is to take advantage of it.
I did, Actor. So you can stop pushing your weight around and leave the fighting to those of us who can handle the front line.
Young Anomen, it seems to me that you have been too long away from the fold. Perhaps this is a good time to continue your lessons.
I assure you, noble Keldorn, that I am well versed in the statutes and moral laws of the Order.
Squire Anomen, it is time that I had a word with you. I must say that you do not always act in a manner befitting a squire of the order. You must learn to show deference to your leaders and elders.
Sir Keldorn, I thought that I made it clear the last time you brought this up. I have no need of further lessons, especially from you.
Your fate has arrived, Sir Anomen. You are a squire no longer, but have now become a knight. Well done, young man.
My thanks, Sir Keldorn. You are a fine example of honor and chivalry, and all in the order look up to you. I feel that I must apologize for being rude to you before, the brashness of youth, as you have said. I wish to thank you, teacher, for all your help in the past. I do not think I have ever said such to you before, Keldorn.
Look, Anomen. The sun is rising.
Aye, like a bird of raw and flaming power. You don't talk much, do you?
This light makes your hair look really pretty, Jaheyra.
Don't be a fool. It does nothing of the sort.
Keldorn, do you have a moment?
Of course I do, Aeri. What is it?
Aeri, dear, I see that you begin to become more confident in this world, which is undoubtedly quite strange to you. You're learning what it's like to live and thrive here.
Yes. Civilization is still a bit frightening, though.
I cannot understand it, Aeri. Why this magic? Why from you of all people? You are too innocent and good to practice such things.
But it is who I am. It is how Quail taught me.
You scan the horizon as a hawk, Valigar. Though with such an unnatural threat in your past, I cannot say I blame you.
Unnatural, yes. I struggle to understand the differences in magic that have been presented to me. How do you feel about it, Jaheyra? Are they not all cut of the same vile shroud?
I must say, Valigar, that I have watched you fight and have found you to be a most extraordinary warrior. How is it that you have not pursued something more important with your life?
More important? What do you mean? You're a man of the church, Keldorn. How can you stay so calm amidst such a constant display of magic in this group? I feel most unsettled at the sight of it.
I know it has not been the case in your experience, but not all magic is there to serve the darker gods or circumvent the good.
I've noticed, Valigar, that you are quite the adept fighter. I'm afraid I cannot help but compliment you on this.
It's nothing to be impressed by, old friend. Something learned after years in the Scouts, facing off against the wild dangers that nature and magic have thrown at me.
Tell me, Valigar, your family was once rich and powerful, yes?
Yes. What is your point?
So this ancestor of yours, Lavak, he created such beasts as ghouls and skeletons and other wakened dead of that ilk?
I did say he was a necromancer, didn't I? As I understand it, Lavak felt that tampering with the veil that separates life from death was his prerogative.
So, Valigar, how do you like being a ranger?
You are going to tell me another of your insipid stories, aren't you?
You know, this all reminds me of my dear old mother. Did I ever tell you of my mother, Valigar?
I've no interest in hearing about your mother, gnome. Or any mother for that matter.
Valigar, you are aware that silence is the virtue of fools? I do not understand you, Ranger. You have the blood of a necromancer coursing through you, and the ability to take the planar sphere for yourself. Why you did not do so eludes me.
Of course it eludes you, wizard. I've no interest in power, and even less interest in magic.
Valigar, do you realize you have twigs in your hair, dirt under your fingernails, and mud on your boots? You're a filthy mess. How can I be discreet? Take a bath.
And your point, Викония? We're all filthy. We're all unwashed and tired and hungry. Shut up and tell someone who cares.
I have been thinking, Ranger, and I have decided that I do feel sorry for you.
And why is that, Викония?
Anomen, tell me, what drew such a handsome, powerful, and charismatic individual like yourself to the dreary, hectic life of adventuring?
Handsome? Викония, I'm flattered. What drew me? What I do is not for whim, prank, or jape. It is not because of duty or allegiance.
So, Sister of Light, they tell me you were of the winged folk.
I don't know what you're after, Drell. Just stay away from me.
It must be crushing to your flimsy spirit that once you soared with eagles on wings crafted by angels, and now you're but a sad urchin, covered in dust of an earth you once rode wind above.
Викония, why are you so cruel? There's absolutely no reason to be so foul and petty, no reason at all.
Tell me, Harper, who was who with your parentage? Father the Darthier, Mother the Rivel, or Father Human, Mother Elven? It's always confusing with crossbred mongrels.
Two people in love, swine. A reign not likely to soak your parade of scabbed obscenity anytime soon. Avert your eyes, Dark Elf. I'll not have you taint the beauty of the wood with your poisoned gaze.
Would you deny me even the sight of the trees, Джахейра? My mistress of the Grey Wastes is not deserving of her reputation. There are no hatreds too petty, Keldorn, as to compel forgiveness. And as I'm certain you're well aware, all pains are hidden.
Shar is a perverse travesty, Drow. Her cult is seething with evil and bitter yield. She's a coven for the morose and pathetic. I urge you to reconsider the sheltering of this Drow. However desperate be our mission, we make it worse by sheltering a demon such as her.
Do you have a problem with my presence, male?
Your time is done, Drow. I gave you your warning.
How noble and how foolish. Korgan, I'm interested in whether your clan has ever had interaction with House de Vere.
Nae speak that vile tongue to me, black skin. If it moves, I've killed it, but if it be Drow, I've tortured it for days first. Well, there be the rarest of sights.
What's that, Harglack?
Listen to me, Drow. Though our leader has made the foolish choice of allowing you to join this party, you shall receive no welcome from me. Slayer of innocence, you taint the sun with your evil.
You do not frighten me, tiny pretend paladin. I've had taller footstools, and am little concerned with whatever brawn your diminutive form could muster. Tree hugger, I have a question for you. If a tree falls in the forest, does anybody care?
You've a nerve, Викония. Anger and pain is your home, and a woeful cold place it must be.
Haër'Dalis, I blame you for this damnably hummable song playing again and again in my head, over and over. You're really quite a marvelous tunesmith, not to mention a clever mimic and talented mime.
Викония, do you truly think that because you are bewitching in appearance and have the throaty voice of the most expensive courtesan in King Wingding's House of Earthly Delights, I watch you, Blackbird. I watch you. And 'tis as if you are a dancer pinned between two panes of glass called bliss and rage.
If I am a dancer, then I dance for Shah. Take your leering eyes and turn them elsewhere, plainsman. Dark alleyways whisper rumors of the prowess of the Thavian men, Edwin. Would this kind of vulgar tongue-wagging be claptrap or truth?
This Stavian male is as red-blooded as his cloak, Викония, and has left many a concubine gasping under his erotic onslaught. I've been spying you from afar, Викония, and your frankness, bearing, and grace have beguiled me quite profoundly.
I'm certain there's a condition to your appraisal, Edwin. A Thavian only has one person in their world. Themselves.
Oh, omnipresent authority figure, what are your commands now?
Джахейра, there's a level of sarcasm in your tone that is perhaps unnecessary. We have a leader that honestly tries to anticipate our needs.
So this is home to your mysterious harpers, is it?
Less and less mysterious with every day of your scrutiny, Lord Keldorn. Had I my choice, I would rather none but me were here at all.
Tell me, Джахейра, how does it feel to have significant ties to a ruthless secret society whose stranglehold over its members' conduct borders on indentured slavery?
Edwin, an oak staff can cave a skull from only inches away, and none would mourn your passing. Stand away from me, Edwin. It would be unfortunate if you were to disappear under a rock somewhere, though that might be more akin to your natural state.
Aye, you can mock me whilst we're in the very heart of your domain, druid, but do not push me very far. Even here, I am more than capable of ending your life.
You need not turn your eyes to me each time I drop my head, Yoshi'mo. I am well and fine.
If that is so, then I am glad. I am eager to please if you should want for anything. Haэр'Dalis, a Ronin, a rogue. You have more freedom than most, and yet you remain as grumpy as a flea-bitten dog. Why so glum?
Dogs, is it? A fitting cloak for a bloodhound. You've got the scent now, Yошимо, and shall bring the prey to your mysterious master.
Haэр'Dalis, you think too much and smile too little. Come, my bullywug, come, my puss in boots. We are in Athkatla, the city of 1,000,000 smiling faces.
Aye, parrot, aye. It is because they're all trying to sell me something.
Yошimo, every man has his follies and mistakes. In your case, those are the most interesting and trustworthy attributes you possess. You are shiftier than me, and I don't trust myself.
Edwin, you've a manner that makes each of us feel beautiful and appreciated. Most holy paladin, vengeance of the righteous gods. You are a married man, are you not? What of your family? I have never heard you speak of them.
Truly, I am married. I have a beautiful wife and 2 daughters. They are the joy of my life.
A question to you, Keldorn. Do good knights ever find cause to sing bawdy songs and tell ribald tales around the campfire? Or is dourness an inarguable tenet of the order?
Ha! There are countless books within our holy libraries where bored and dreamy scribes have penned petty blasphemies into the margins. One must maintain constant discipline and remember the 4 principles of virtue. That is my motto and everlasting burden.
Virtue, eh, knighty?
So this is the guild house of the infamous, most noble order of the Radiant Heart, is it?
Infamous? Miss Налия, we servants of the Radiant Heart pride ourselves on bringing a little good into this dark world.
Kelldorn, my faithful hound, how is it that you came to be a paladin anyhow?
I must say it was only practical. My mother was of noble birth and my father a ranking cleric. I must say, ye bard, that I find the use of your musical abilities during combat to be most effective. Play on, I say!
Aye, and ye can stride into the forefront, ye hound. I'll just hang around in the back a while, truly enough.
So, Kelldorn, as a disciple of a crooked deity, do you find solace in the same secret histories, books of lies and subversions that the rest of the miserable sheep in your horde do?
Wizard, you've only a brief respite before I put your head in a bag and your body in the ground.
Back away, you obsequious fool.
What is the concern, wizard? I have done nothing to aggravate you. Well, I can't say I appreciate Korgan's company or the crudeness of his tongue. But by the gods, one can't deny his prowess.
For a muddled long-limbed Keldorn, ye doth wield a clever blade indeed.
As do you, Korgan. But alas, blades be far too lengthy for the vertically challenged, I hazard a guess.
Aeri? Aeri! Cease your whining! I swear on my father's coal cart you were one of them faves with all the blasted crying coming from you.
Eek!
You there, elf girl. I be tired of your constant miscasting of magic while we be in the heat of battle. Can't you do anything right, girl?
I tried my best, sir.
Out of my way, brat!
Eek!
Quit your whining, wench. So you be tired. We care not. Sleep when death takes hold of ye, which would be a welcome respite for the rest of us. God knows.
You are a filthy and horrible little man, Korgan. If he's still with us this time tomorrow, I'm going back to the circus.
Look at the sky, missy. Your day's up and I'm still here. Налия, you're over tall, beardless, long-limbed, and lack strength. You disgust me.
What provoked this hostility, Korgan?
That's a fine wooden staff you've there, woman. Tell me, you crack acorns with it? Or call some rare-bit friends to frolic with ye?
Nature's servant makes no judgment on the woodlands. Your tone betrays you, Korgan.
Your eyes wander all over me back while I battle. Do I meet your approval? I hope not. I find your nuts and berries approach quite feeble.
What does it matter what I would think of you, if at all? You could scarcely care less.
Rainmaker, use your mumbo-jumbo and make sure it don't rain when we're traveling in the outdoors. It makes me armor rust, me clothes damp and my feet slosh about in my favorite boots.
I'm afraid I cannot, Korgan. It is not within my sphere of influence, nor is it my place to do so.
Balderdash, imbecile! I've more than a fair mind to tear ye a new dirt chute, you lying swindler. Faerun would be none the poorer with ye pushing up daisies.
I hear you plain enough, dwarf. I seek no quarrel with your prowess.
marvellous tale, gnome. Well told, well told. Only blight on ye is that trimmed beard and that loathsome pointy pickle hanging off your face. Valigar, you're indeed a dervish. If I didn't know better, I'd swear there was a dwarf hiding in the woodpile 9 months before your man birthed ye.
Thank you for the compliments, dwarf.
Friend Korgan, you are truly a paragon of dwarven ill-humor. Can you find no joy in being alive? The smell of the morning dew and the feel of the free air.
Aye, I find pleasure in the feel of an inquisitive thief's neckbone breaking between my hands.
So tell me, Korgan, what think you of conflict and adversity? It seems this party is long on squawk and short on character.
The harder the conflict, the more glorious be your triumph, I reckon, spellchucker. What ye obtain too cheaply, ye esteem too lightly. You know, bag of tricks, ye and I are nae so different. Ye fetch all with eye of newt and tongue of salamander. Aye, with battle axe and bloodlust.
A rather bold conjecture, don't you think, Korgan?
Be aware, Mazzi, of something long, hard, and low to the ground. You're free to toots and fondle. Child, no need to glare. 'Twas me axe I was referring to. That's a joke!
Your sense of humour has no sense in it, Korgan. Quite tasteless. And I'd appreciate it if you would keep it to yourself.
You know, Mazzi, I'm a poet of fair renown back home. Here's a mere trifle.
That's delightful, Korgan. Not lengthy, but effective.
I've an elf knot in my neck from straining to admire the whole of your beauty, Mazzi. Calfskin suits your form mightily, girl.
Must you be so urgent and clumsy in your one-handed courting, Korgan? Perhaps the time could be best spent elsewhere.
Long limbs. Look at them. Like grubworms scurrying away from the light of day, all avoiding pain, on the prowl for pleasure, nae facing uncertain futures. Best all dead, I reckon.
Corgin, I know not whether to berate you for your unsolicited comments or for your mantra of genocide. Valigar, you've been wounded.
'Tis but a flesh wound, Mistress Mazzi.
I have been thinking, Squire Valigar. Once this is all over, perhaps Waterdeep would be a good place for us to travel.
Oh, I am not your squire, Mazzi.
Goodman Valigar, I tire. Would you please prepare my bedroll and fetch extra wood for the fire? There seems to be a chill in the air.
As the lady wishes.
Truly, mankind was never meant to scurry beneath the land as a weasel or mole. We have not the eyes for such delving. It is a task better suited to the dwarven folk.
Surely, Sernd, your companion shall stand by you as we descend into the bowels of the earth.
This sparrow is ready to fly. At your command, of course.
Mazzi, your beauty and exuberance are a sheer delightful waste. I enjoy you in your own right. For someone so short, you're quite a delightfully comely lass.
Damning me with faint praise, Edwin? I'm flattered that the man who taught Elminster magic and Drizzt how to fight would stoop so low as to notice little old me. Listen carefully, mage. I have noticed you launch your spells in battle without first making sure one of us is not in the way. If you hurt anyone, I will kill you. Is that clear enough?
No doubt my kneecaps are in some danger. Halfling, here you stand still living, thanks to the use of my magic. Question me not.
Look how these people squander their wealth. Children lie starving in the street, while the wealthy concern themselves with acquiring the latest Kalimshan silks. I'm sure that as we speak, the nobles argue over the relative benefits of white and red Evermeet wine. Merely 1,000 gold pieces per glass.
You are angry, my friend. This I understand implicitly. Injustice and indifference have always been the banes of our society. I often suspect that these sins pose more of a danger to us than any dragon ever could.
Налия?
Yes, my dear?
I wonder, Налия, why is it that you struggle to be so different from what your family asks of you?
I am uncomfortable with their wealth, Valigar. There are so many who live in squalor, and yet we are supposed to hoist ourselves above them because we are nobles? So, Налия, saved any poor from their impoverished status lately? Your concerns for those in destitute poverty, something you would have little insight into, is rather charming. Viconia, it's simply a matter of even distribution of goods. There are those whose consumption is a crime against nature, and that injustice should be corrected whenever possible.
Налия, you are aware that adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which otherwise would have lain dormant? What are yours, pampered one? Those talents lay abundantly inconspicuous.
Edwin, I was not pampered, cajoled, or spoiled. True, I wanted for little, but yearned for more than wandering about estates. Is it not true that you're of noble birthright yourself? Calling the kettle red, wizard? I can't stand seeing all these taverns around the city. They exist simply to drain the poorer classes of their money and throw them into such a stupor that they can't even realize their oppression.
Aye, my darling loon. Drink is to the poor what theatre is to the rich. A costly chance to play out fantasies that never shall come true. Ah, my hound. This city be the great world of commerce. Perhaps we can sell Джахейра.
Cut your wit, Bard. The day has been long already without adding hours to it.
Why do you stare at me so, Джахейра? Have I offended you? My manner is oft grim, but I did not think you so sensitive to it.
No, I find your wit a treat, especially when it is unleashed upon the hapless that did not see it laying in wait.
Bard, my considered and correct opinion of actors is this. You are irresponsible, irrational, and incapable of adult emotion without first reducing it to some banal personal material or sexual credo. I can only make it my faintest hope that this definition doesn't include you as well.
As an actor, it is mandatory to be able to express and convey emotion, not be emotional. As for your inastute observation, a critic is a legless man who teaches running to the fleet of foot. My red-cloaked sparrowhawk, I could barely catch my sleep last night with all your arcane muttering.
Ah, already we have the fool convinced that you are muttering.
Ah, Sernd, my rustic wind-born swallow. These woods have such a regal bearing, their airs so sweetly scented by the least decay.
Ha! That prancing squirrel over yonder? If you could only understand his speech, your face would flush quite red at its vulgarity.
You don't seem comfortable here.
Forgive me, dear elf. It is just that I've never understood the city. You see those tiny mushrooms hidden away there? And how they glow? They are of the foxfire family and are the material component for the fairy fire spell.
They're so beautiful, Sernd. And their light so cold.
Ah, over there rests a stand of simple wood ferns. I've seen them grow as high as my chest some years.
Oh, I wish they could grow forever. How could you ever leave such a place?
Move carefully now. Do you see that large red flower? It is a dead man's lotus, and shall put you right to sleep should you disturb its pollen.
I can just imagine the dreams I'd have in such a place, Sernd.
You seem restless, Sernd. Is there something I can do for you? It is my duty to see you comfortable.
Джахейра, I see you as an equal in this group. Save such reverence for official druid functions. Ah, fair tall trees. Look at this city, Keldorn, and learn. No bricks or mortar, no temples of cut and polished marble. If only Athkatla could be like this, I would not despise it so.
If Athkatla were like this, we would swing from the trees by our tails and have barely enough wit to lash a stone onto a fallen branch that it might be called a hammer. Nay, Sernd, I want not the lowly barbarism you espouse.
Tell me about your ecstatic religion, shaman. Why do you harvest mistletoe and bear witness to Mother Earth's bounty?
It began as a craving for connection, Edwin. The earth and her cousins, the sky and the water, all spoke in tongues of ancient mystery and lore.
Sernd, you are akin to nature as I am. Why did you not take up the blade to fight? I do not think I would have the patience you do in battle.
The great oak might crush a building when it falls, but the sapling that seeps its roots through the foundation will stop the building in the first, lest the cellars leak and fungoids take the builders.
Flowers are beautiful, aren't they, Boo? I wish there were more to see.
I see you have an appreciation for the small things, Minsk. You see the power in their simple nature.
You are not as serious as many druids I have met, Sernd. Some even disapprove of me because I don't really know why. Boo will not tell me either.
The great wind that shakes the tree causes many that dwell there to fear for their safety and curse the bluster. The same wind will cause many a nut to fall, and in this the forest is renewed, providing even more space for those that fear.
Oh, squirrels, Boo! I know I saw them! Quick, throw nuts!
Minsk, could you please maintain a little grace while in nature's presence? Sometimes I simply do not know how you came by your title of ranger.
We do good things here. All will remember the heroes that are Minsk and Boo and you. We follow the path that surely leads to glory. Boo is proud to be here. I can tell. Ah, this land is fine. But I wish I could show Boo the fields of Rasheman. We could run free through the snow. Though Boo would look some kind of funny in the drift, I tell you this.
You are from Rasheman? I had thought such a land was the stuff of fable.
Minsk? Something about you concerns me.
What is this? I am not hurt, Boo is not hurt. What is there to be concerned about?
Minsk, that tattoo on your face, does it have tribal significance? Or did some nursery's finger painting class assault you with blue pastels?
I do not like the tone of your voice, Dark Elf. The face I have is the face the ladies love. Boo loves Minsk face too. Don't you, Boo? Don't you? Yes?
Your combat prowess is a sight to behold, Minsk. You certain no dwarven blood runs through ye?
Boo points, I punch. It's very simple relationship, but it is effective.
A question, my hound and hamster. Why is it that you come into such rage when we fight? 'Tis as if all the furies of the plains were all at once let loose within your veins.
Boo says fight hard, so I fight hard.
The price of flesh is obsession, Minsk. I've been obsessed, smitten, bewitched, and taken by many things, but the only rodent in my pants doesn't squeak when I touch it.
Your words are strange, wizard. Stranger still are the thoughts behind them. Stand back a step if you don't mind. Boo has expressed a dislike for your company, and I cannot say I am surprised.
Is the hamster speaking to you now, Minsk? Are his thoughts entertaining?
I am quite used to people mocking Boo. It no longer bothers either one of us. Laugh if you will, but Minsk hears what you cannot.
Minsk, what breed of rat is Boo? Huh? A seafaring wharf rat? The fruit-eating country vole? Perhaps the sewer-dwelling city weasel?
The Red Wizard risks great harm. Boo is sensitive and may not just go for the eyes.
Why do you talk to yourself, Edwin?
What? Oh, why, hello, Aeri. I don't do anything of the sort. No, now is not the time to make arguments. Why are you asking? I feel so tired. It is like I see 2 or 3 of everything. I'm seeing 4, definitely 4.
Edwin, hold your ground, and I shall try to heal you.
Aeri, I've noticed the unfortunate fact that you live by one of the great lessons of history, that nothing is often a good thing to do and a clever thing to say.
What? Where did that emerge from, Spellbinder? What have I done to you?
Jan, your stories are rife with discrepancies, half-truths, and bafflegab. A woeful weaver of yarns you are, for one so self-professed with the talents to do so.
Is there an epic begging for verse rattling about in your head, Edwin? Well, Mageling, how goes the battle against all that is right and good in the world?
It would surely go better without annoying gnomes asking questions. Question not my designs, else you too will become an unwilling part of them.
Minsk, look out! Behind you!
Where? He who sneaks up on Minsk loses teeth.
Ah, Minsk, 'tis truly a beautiful day, no?
Weather is nice. Maybe.
"'Tis truly an adventure for the weak-willed. I fought campaigns against the Hill-Nasher giants and slew 20 of the foul beasts."
Did I ever tell you the tale of the lobotomized orc, my good knight Anomen? So you come from the winged folk, do you, lass?
Yes, yes, sir.
So, Viconia, I suppose you must be a drow, eh?
Speak not to your betters, surface slave.
You look quite interested in the local flora, Jan.
Oh, yes, indeed. It reminds me of my cousin Tilly Fleetknees and the garden she had at the foot of a dryad tree in the Forest of Worms. I tell you, she went up expecting well-aerated soil, and did she get a surprise? Oh, yes, indeed. Why, I remember it like it was burned into my memory with a flaming stick, which was very close to the truth, actually.
Excuse me, good gnome. I have a question that I have been meaning to ask for some time. These flash bombs of yours.
Yoshimo, please. Jan Jansson's Flasher Master Bruiser Mate. They have a name.
Jan, I have heard that you are an inventor of sorts. Where do your interests lie in the field?
I'm open to all creative muses. Lately, I've been working on a turnip peeler.
Jon, I find you to be quite the enigma. This adventure has yielded us a crop of useful magical items, and yet you turn your considerable powers to the never-ending quest to create the perfect turnip peeler.
Well, Mazzi, you're really asking two questions there.
All of the evil in the world cannot keep one from admiring the beauty of the earth.
Very true, lassie. You must work with potatoes.
All this traveling is beginning to wear on me. I can't remember the last time I walked so much in a single day. It's something my aunt should try, I think, instead of being hauled about in her gilded carriage.
Налия, dearie, you remind me so much of Cletus Bifferlips, my second cousin, thrice removed. Harry, I have an idea for a play.
Please, Jan. My name is Haër'Dalis.
What would you have me do?
point, I punch.
Yes.
What would you have me do?
Be quick with it.
I'm still here.
What can I do? What can I do? What can I do?
This sparrow is ready to fly. At your command, of course.
I no longer breathe, but my hearing is fine. We are both reasonable people, Anumen. Surely we can work together. You don't want to let me go. There is so much I could do for you, that we could do for each other. Are you certain you want to do this? There is much we can offer each other. Apparently, I shall need some new perfume.
Don't yell. I can hear you just fine.